Hey, welcome to Stay Outside and Explore. Thanks for joining me on this video. I really appreciate it. Now, just to let you guys know that's clicking on my video, this is all going to be talk about what I went through with my cancer. If you want to continue on, go ahead, but I'm putting out this video to make sure that someone else that might be going through what I went through or might get the news what I got back in May, and they want to know what to expect and what's going on. So let's go back all the way to Christmas of last year. I was at a party and I had my arms crossed and I felt a little lump under my right chest wall. Now, I've had cancer in the past. It's called follicular non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So what it does is your lymph nodes, when maybe a lymph node or two starts growing, getting out of hand, and sometimes it can go away, sometimes it can come back, or continue on. I did have where it did appear like on skin, like it just like a rash all over, and that was part of the type of cancer I had too. But this one was more like a lump, like I said, right under my chest wall. So I didn't really think nothing of it. I just kind of like, okay, let's keep an eye on it. So then February of this year came along. And it started getting, it was getting bigger. So I went to my doctor, and my doctor had thought, there's no lymph nodes around there. He thought maybe it was a fatty tissue, but then he said, let's go and have it checked out because of my history of having cancer. So they scheduled me for an ultrasound, did an ultrasound, went back to the doctor. This was in a matter of a couple of weeks. And then they just said, nah, we're not really sure about this. We don't want to gamble on this. So we need to see your oncologist. Well, my regular oncologist moved, and I had to get a new one. So this one was available. So then I had a appointment back in March, like the first week in March, to go see this oncologist. Well, where I work, we had a neurovirus going around, and I happened to get sick. Of course, that day, I tried to make it to the appointment, but I just couldn't make it. So I called, and they got me in a month later. By then, now the tumor is really growing, leaps and bounds, if you want to call it. So I went to see my oncologist, and she pressed on it, and she says, with my experience, I know it's cancer because it's hard. It's not a fatty tissue. So let's go have a PET scan done, and we'll have to see it. Why I'm itching so much is because my hair is coming back, and if anyone has lost their hair, it itches, especially on my chest too. So anyway, I had the PET scan done, came back. Yes, I had cancer. What type of cancer? They didn't know. So now I have to have a biopsy done. So now we're going into May now, and I had a biopsy done. And I want to say it took like 10 days. I don't know. They were really busy. So I had like 7 biopsies done, and that came back as large B cell lymphoma, aggressive. So once that happened, I needed to act, my doctor needed to act fast. So the other thing too was my sinuses had something going on too on the left side. So I needed to do a lumbar puncture. So I did a lumbar puncture, and that came up negative. So everything was good there, and they were happy with that. So I went to go see a specialist, ear, nose, and throat, and he thought it wasn't cancerous either, which in the end it wasn't cancerous. So then um, June 2nd, I started my first R-CHOP chemotherapy treatment, which is well, first of all, then I had to have a port put in. I had to have a port put in, which I'm going to be getting out in the next couple of weeks. So I had to have a port put in. So then my first appointment went really good. I was a little sluggish, not bad. And then the next day, I think it was a Friday, I went to work, surprisingly, and I worked pretty good, worked okay. But for like 7 to 10 days, your food just doesn't taste good. It just metallic-y. I mean, nothing. It just didn't taste good. And even like drinking water didn't taste good. Drinking milk, nothing tastes good. So then you have to go 3 weeks, and then you get another treatment. So now at the end of June, I got another treatment. And then that one hit me a little bit, each one is going to hit you harder. So then we ended up going camping. I think it was like a few days or a week, something like that, after my treatment. And then we ended up going camping for 4th of July. I ended up feeling pretty good. And then I want to say the middle of July, I had another treatment. So that's number 3. So already I lost my hair. You could tell by the first treatment your hair is falling out within a couple of weeks. So I just shaved my head, just because I didn't want any. Well, what happened is my wife buzzed me, and I had little stubbles, and then when I would take a shower, it'd just go all into my face and my hair and all my just everywhere, and your eyes, and so I decided, no, that's enough. So I just shaved it bald. And then, so now it's starting to come back, since like June. Well, no, I actually did it 4th of July weekend. I shaved myself. So then the 4th treatment came. Or before the 4th treatment, my doctor had me do another PET scan, which was the first week in August. So when I had the PET scan done right before my treatment, I went to go see her, and she said that the cancer was gone, but they still wanted to treat me for 3 more times. So I did the 4th treatment, and then that was in August, and then they wanted me to do the treatment like right before Labor Day, and I said, can I hold off another week, because we're going camping Labor Day weekend, and the doctor was fine with that. So then that following week after Labor Day, so I think it was that Thursday after Labor Day, I had my labs drawn, and if anybody's had their port access, I had my port all ready to go, because that's where the chemo is going to be put into you. And when I saw the doctor, my doctor says, well, let's see, you should be all set, until they looked at my lab numbers. My numbers were so low. My auto neutral fills was like almost off the charts, like it wasn't even on there. And that's supposed to be for like your bone marrow. So they immediately injected whatever booster in my stomach on Thursday. Then Friday I had to get another injection. So then I waited the weekend, and then that was that Friday when I went to bed, I didn't sleep very well, because it was almost like just pain all through my back and everything, and I took a leave, and that wouldn't help. So then Monday rolled around, and my port got accessed and everything, as I did another lab work, ready to get my treatment on Monday. Numbers were still low, almost lower than they were on Thursday prior to that. So immediately the doctor said, okay, going to give you another injection. Give me another injection on Tuesday, another one on Wednesday. So Thursday, I was supposed to get an injection. Well, they did a lab draw and my numbers were really good. So that Friday I had, in September, I think it was like September 12th, I had my treatment. So then I went Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then that was treatment number 4. And then I had treatment number 5. Um, what was that? No, I think that was going on treatment number 5. So then I had my labs drawn on treatment, going for treatment number 5, and that was good. And then treatment number 6, I was good. That was done in October 2nd. And then I said to the doctor, I said, hey, just to ask, can I have like a lab draw done like in 2 or 3 weeks after my treatment? And they're like, yes, go ahead. So they set me up. Good thing I did because my numbers were really low. 3 weeks after my treatment. And then they were monitoring. So I had another draw. I think that was like a Friday. Then that Monday. Then, started improving. So I didn't need to have any injections because I was improving. Then just the other day I had lab draws and everything was good. So I am on the mend. I do have some side effects. So all the side effects that you want to talk about, they'll tell you when you go in a meeting. You have to go to that meeting because they're going to tell you. But some of the things that they don't tell you is the tingling in your fingertips. Mine is getting better. You just you can't, and you tend to drop things. It's just, you just drop things. So if you are going through this, it's going to get worse through number 4, 5, and 6 treatments, and you tend to drop things. So if you're carrying something, ask for help or really hang on to stuff. Like I keep dropping like pens or just little things that you think you have, but you don't. The tingling was really worse in the shower, like with warm water or when you washed your hands. Cramping, like if I would grab like this water bottle here, and if I held it a long time, it felt like my hand was like cupping around. Like I can feel a little bit in my pinky, but it's getting better. You'll get that. You'll get unlimited wake-up calls during the night when you're trying to sleep by cramping, leg cramps, foot cramps, any kind of cramp that you can imagine, and it's painful. My advice, you can go like to Walmart or Walgreens or CVS. There's called leg cramp pills. You take like 2 of them, they dissolve in your mouth. Within about 5 to 10 minutes, they're good. Otherwise, too, you can take Tums. Take 1 or 2 Tums, and like I said, about maybe 10 minutes, it should go away. And I drink a little water to wash that down. It's not because you're dehydrated, because I'd be going to the bathroom a lot. My urine was clear. It's just part of the side effects. You'll get cramping. And let me tell you, it was bad. It brought tears to your eyes. Nausea, had a little bit of nausea, but I didn't like vomit or anything like that. That was good. They gave me 2 types of pills. I never had to take those. When you're on prednisone for the 5 days that I was on, your heart is racing. It's just, that's what it is. It helps as part of your chemo treatment. So, yeah. And then me, I have ringing in my ears, so when I'm sleeping, I can hear once in a while that thump, 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 my heart racing. So I'm glad that's all over with. Let's see. Food doesn't taste well. You might be sweating at times, even when you're just sitting there. I had 2 weeks after my last treatment, I don't know what it was, but I broke out with a little bit of a fever, like 100.7. Anything over 100.4, you have to call the doctor. That lasted about 2 days. I didn't have to go to the emergency room, but I was fully aware. Though you should have a thermometer always on hand. Let's see what else. Yeah, you'll lose your hair all over, and if you're a male, you'll you'll lose your hair. I mean, it's all over your legs. It'll feel weird, your rear end, a little bit on my hands. I still had some on my arms. I didn't lose all my eyebrows, just thinned out, and then your hair. I did have a little bit. I still had to shave, and you have to be careful not to cut yourself at all times during the treatment, because if you cut yourself, you could get infected, and that's what they're trying to prevent. And I did happen to cut myself on my arm, not very bad, like a scrape, and it didn't heal completely. I put Neosporin on it every time. I bandaged it up, kept it clean, and now, I mean, it's healed. It never got infected, but you still can kind of see where it was. And so you got to be careful with, and if you're working with dirt or anything that you might get susceptible to infection, you might have to wear gloves. You might have to wear a mask. I was, when I first got my first dose, second dose, I have chickens. So when I go back by the chickens, I had to wear a mask or wear something because they don't want you to breathe in that stuff. And then, they're just trying to prevent you from getting, infected, and they don't want you to be, in the hospital. So I will have to say, after the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth treatment, after the treatment, I could tell my legs were like rubbery. Fatigue. Yes, you're going to get fatigued. Just walk into the bathroom, which is, I don't know, maybe 20 feet, 25 feet, and coming back, you'll know it, and I'm not the type of person that wants to sit all the time. So, just trying to do stuff, and I would do it, then I would have to sit down, do it, sit down, do it, sit down. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to let your body is telling you, you need to rest. So I know it gets frustrating. I know that you want to do, things if you're an active person, but you're going to have to sit down. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm glad I'm over that 6 months. I will have to tell you, and I'm not trying to discourage anybody that's watching this video. It's going to get tough. 4, 5, and 6 treatment, the 6th treatment down there. When I was ready, I think after the 4th treatment, I was ready to cash it in. Not so much, I just didn't want to do the treatments anymore. It was horrible. I would make a cheese sandwich, and I couldn't even eat melt like a grilled cheese. Couldn't even eat all of it. The food tastes horrible, but you got to eat, So, yeah, thankfully, my wife was with me, telling me that I need to take care of myself and do this stuff. And yeah, I was able to work. Usually I had my treatment done on Thursday. So then I had Thursday, Friday, and the weekend off. But then going, like that Monday, you're still feeling it. You're going to feel it till you're going to start feeling kind of better on Friday, and then you have 1 week, and then you got to do it all over again. So it gets frustrating. All right. If anybody wants to reach out, leave something in the comments. I'll answer it back. If you are going through it, or you know someone that's going through this, hang tight. It's very rough. I am not, this is not clickbait. This is the honest to God truth, that it is like hell to go through. So, all right, please subscribe. I appreciate it. And the ones that have subscribed, thank you very much. It really means a lot to me. And well, have a good day. Oh, and that's the other thing. I'm very thankful that I'm able to do this video and be done with my cancer. All right. Have a good day, and we'll see you again.